Let's talk about the dirty little secret that nobody in the online course industry wants to say out loud. Most students who buy your course never finish it. Some never even start. You put months into recording, editing, designing, and launching. You celebrated that first sale, and then silence. No questions in the community, no testimonials, no success stories. Just a bunch of people who paid you money, opened the course once, and quietly disappeared. And here's the uncomfortable part. It's not entirely their fault. We live in the age of infinite distraction. Your course is competing with Netflix, Instagram Reels, a WhatsApp notification, a crying kid, and the very human tendency to say, "I'll get to it tomorrow." Tomorrow, of course, never comes. So what do? You can't babysit every student. You can't chase them down. But you can do something far more powerful. You can engineer the experience so finishing feels irresistible. You can make your course feel less like homework and more like a game they actually want to keep playing. That's what we're getting into today. How to gamify your course so students actually finish it, and more importantly, actually get results. Because when your students win, you win. Their transformation becomes your best marketing. So let's build that. First, let's get clear on what gamification actually means, because it's not about turning your serious financial planning course into a Mario game. It's about borrowing the psychological mechanics that make games so addictive and applying them to learning. Think about why people get hooked on games. There's progress they can see. There are rewards they can earn. There's a sense of competition or community. There are small wins that keep them going until the big win. Every single one of those mechanics can be transplanted into your course, and when they are, completion rates don't just improve a little, they can double, triple, sometimes more. So what are the core pillars of gamification? Let's break them down simply. The first is progress visibility. Humans are wired to finish things they've started. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. We remember and feel pulled toward incomplete tasks. So if your student can see that they're 60% through a module, that little progress bar is doing psychological work. It's whispering, "You're so close, just keep going." Never underestimate a progress bar. The second pillar is rewards and recognition. We all want to feel seen for our effort. Badges, certificates, points. These feel small, but they trigger the same dopamine hit as leveling up in a video game. When someone earns a certificate at the end of your course, that's not just a PDF. That's a moment. That's proof. That's something they'll screenshot and share on LinkedIn. The third pillar is community and competition. Isolation kills motivation. When students feel like they're alone in the journey, it's easy to quit. But when they can see that Sarah just completed Module 3, or that David is at the top of the leaderboard, suddenly there's a pulse, there's energy, there's a reason to show up. And the fourth pillar, and this one's sneaky powerful, is mastery checkpoints. Quizzes and assessments aren't just for grading, they're for momentum. When someone passes a quiz, they feel competent. They feel ready for the next level. You're not testing them, you're unlocking them. Now let's get practical. How do you actually implement this without rebuilding your entire course from scratch? Start with your module structure. Think of each module like a level in a game. It should have a clear challenge, a clear skill to unlock, and a clear reward at the end. Before students even start, they should know, if I complete this, I'll be able to do X. That promise is a pull. That specificity is what gets them to hit play. Next, add micro wins throughout each module. Don't make students wait until the end to feel good. Celebrate the small stuff. Finished a video? Boom. Progress updated. Answered 3 quiz questions correctly? Nice. Badge unlocked. These micro rewards keep the dopamine flowing. They keep the momentum alive. They make the experience feel alive rather than static. Here's a mistake a lot of course creators make. They front-load all the hard theory and save the exciting wins for the end. Flip that. Give people a quick win in the very first lesson. Let them feel capable early. That first win is the hook that keeps them coming back for lesson 2. Then think about your assessment strategy. Instead of one big scary test at the end, spread out smaller quizzes throughout the course. Not to intimidate, to reinforce. Every time someone answers correctly, they're not just proving they know something. They're building confidence. They're building identity. They're becoming the kind of person who knows this stuff. That's the transformation happening in real time. Let's talk about the social layer, because this is where gamification really starts to compound. When you add a community or leaderboard to your course, you introduce something that no amount of great content can manufacture on its own: social proof of progress. When your students see other students succeeding, two things happen. One, they feel like success is possible for them. Two, they feel a gentle, healthy nudge of competitive energy. Nobody wants to be the only one who hasn't finished Module 2. Leaderboards work best when they reward effort, not just speed. You don't want students rushing through your content just to top a chart. You want them engaged. So think about what you score. Points for completing lessons? Sure. Points for participating in the community? Absolutely. Points for submitting an assignment or sharing a win. Even better, you're rewarding the behaviors that lead to real learning. And then there's the community itself. When students can ask questions, share struggles, and celebrate wins with each other, the course stops being a solo activity and becomes a shared experience. That shift in identity, from student to member of this community, is massive. People don't abandon communities the way they abandon courses. Build the tribe and retention follows. One more thing about social motivation: make completions public. When someone finishes your course, shout it out. Tag them, celebrate them. That recognition matters deeply, and it sends a signal to everyone else in the community. This is what finishing looks like. This could be you. Now you might be thinking, this sounds great, but what platform actually lets me do all of this without costing me a fortune or requiring a computer science degree? Let me tell you about FreshLearn. FreshLearn is built for exactly this. It has automated certificates that go out the moment a student completes your course. No manual work, no chasing. Your student finishes the last lesson, and within seconds, they have a beautiful, shareable certificate in their inbox. That moment of recognition is automatic, consistent, and powerful. FreshLearn also has built-in quizzes you can drop into any lesson. Not clunky, not complicated, just clean assessments that reinforce learning and give your students those mastery checkpoints we talked about. You control the questions, the scoring, the pass thresholds. It takes minutes to set up and works on autopilot from there. And then there's the community leaderboard. You can show students where they rank, who's ahead, who's climbing. That social energy we talked about? FreshLearn bakes it right in. You're not patching together 5 different tools. It's all in one place. Here's where it gets really interesting. FreshLearn gives you all of this: certificates, quizzes, community, leaderboards, beautiful course pages, at a fraction of what you pay elsewhere. We're talking about a quarter of what platforms like Kajabi or LearnWorlds charge for the same feature set. You'd have to shell out $200, $300, even up to $400 a month on those platforms. But FreshLearn can get you the same results for anywhere between $50 a month and $100. That's not a small difference. That's good money back in your pocket every single month, reinvested into your marketing, your content, your growth. For creators who are just starting out or scaling up, that cost difference isn't just nice to have. It's a game changer. So let's bring this all together, because here's what I really want you to walk away with. Your completion rate is not just a vanity metric. It's a reflection of how much transformation you're actually delivering. Low completion means students aren't getting results. And students who don't get results don't leave testimonials. They don't refer friends. They don't buy your next course. The math is brutal but simple. Your business grows when your students grow. Gamification isn't a gimmick. It's a design philosophy. It says, I respect that my students are busy, distracted humans, and I'm going to build an experience that works with human psychology instead of fighting it. Progress bars, quizzes, badges, certificates, leaderboards, community, none of these are bells and whistles. They're the architecture of completion. Start small if you need to. Add one quiz to your next module. Set up an automated certificate. Create a leaderboard in your community group. Watch what happens. Watch how students respond when they feel seen, challenged, and rewarded. Watch your completion rates climb. Watch the testimonials start coming in. And if you're still on a platform that's charging you a premium for features that are supposed to help your students, but somehow never quite click into place, maybe it's time to take a look at FreshLearn. Because your students deserve a great experience and you deserve a platform that doesn't eat half your profit to deliver it. The game is on. It's time to build a course your students actually finish.